Aloha, I'm Kala'i Miller. Hawaii's homeless crisis is not new. And while outreach and services are oftentimes focused on adults, there is a growing number of youth who are living on our streets. Based in Windward Oʻahu, RYSE is a multifaceted access shelter designed to give young people the tools they need to move beyond homelessness.
We are seeing an increase in the number of youth that we see annually that are unsheltered on the streets. That's a big part of the work that we do, is going out island-wide, identifying areas where young people tend to congregate. I started in June of 2018, and we are an access center and an emergency shelter for young people ages 14 to 24 who are experiencing homelessness on Oahu. Before we can really start the work of trying to move a young person out of homelessness and that street life mentality, we have to be able to provide basic needs services. Sleep is something that is incredibly crucial at this point in an adolescent's life. And so the fact that we're able to put a roof over a young person's head, start to make them feel safe, and then from there they guide us. They really do on what they want their pathway to be.
This is our shelter. This is where we hold our 10 females and our 10 male beds.
We do run a drop-in service, so 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You don't have to be living at RYSE. In fact, it's really a challenge to be able to live at RYSE because we only have 20 beds. But for those youth who still want to be engaged, it's not their fault that we're full. It's not their fault that we don't have enough beds on Oahu for youth that are transitioning into adulthood. So they come, they sleep on our couches during the day, work jobs at night. So even if you don't live here, you're allowed to access any of our services, from shower to food, just getting some respite on the sofa for a little while. You can meet with case managers.
So the way I can relate to the young people is I've been there. I've been on the streets. I know how it feels to live on the street with nobody there. And on top of that, I live there with my kids.
When you talk about the causes of youth homelessness, you'd be wrong to look at it from one lens. We have generational homelessness. We are seeing young people that have been part of homeless families. We are seeing children that have parents that are incarcerated, or parents that are battling their own challenges and barriers from substance use. Sometimes it's not safe for our young people to stay in their family home. When young people have experienced trauma and they're in a constant fight or flight, they are constantly looking to survive. It's really hard to start to heal from that trauma until you are surrounded with safety and a supportive environment. So for many of our young people, they've either been kicked out of their family home because it's not safe for them to be there. And where does someone who has not yet fulfilled their educational goals, or who hasn't quite yet mastered the vocational skills that they need to make a living wage, where do those young people live if you don't have a supportive family?
Well, I had a lot of family issues at home that forced me to move out. And I moved to Kahuku, and that wasn't really good for me. And my brother them stayed here for about a month in RYSE, and they said I should give it a try, so I came.
Yeah, I just became homeless at a young age in my life, so. Yeah, how I heard about RYSE was Miss Carla, the founder of RYSE, and she was actually doing the kind youth outreaches and stuff like that, where she would just come out and walk the streets and talk to youth homelessness and stuff. She told me at the time if I wanted to come to RYSE and stuff like that, but at the time I was wasn't really interested because I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was just I don't need this, what this place can do for me and stuff like that. So at that time I wasn't really thinking straight, but then Yeah, I guess as I stayed on the streets longer and longer, I just decided to check out that place called RYSE.
My challenging part of the job is getting them to trust you. So a lot of young people that come through the shelter, since they've been out there on the street their whole, their entire life, they have nobody to trust. So everybody they think that's going to help them, are not going to help them. So we just have to build that rapport with them and let them know that we're here, we're not going to go anywhere, we're not going to leave them stranded, and then eventually they open up.
We're pretty fortunate that they trust us enough to come in and be vulnerable, but I think a big part of that is two guiding foundations of how we work with young people, and it's unconditional positive regard. That's the first big one. So no matter what a young person's going through, if they're having a tough day, we're still happy to see them, and we're still going to treat them with respect. Even if that respect is not reciprocated, it's still a foundation of how we work with young people. And then the other kind of guiding philosophy is relentless engagement. We do not give up on young people. Young people are in a big journey, and they've experienced a lot. They've had a lot of trauma, things that would make a lot of grown-ups curl up in a little ball and want to give up, but not these young people. And so to continuously want to provide services to them when they're ready is really, I think, the keys to our success.
I guess just me being over there made me realize, there's other people in life that got it going way more tougher than you.
There are pros and cons to it. The kids here, they can get crazy at times, but it feels like a big family. It was really lonely before I came here, and everybody just came around and gave everybody love. It felt really nice.
We offer everything from education and employment supports. We have a variety of mental health services. We have a partnership that provides medical and clinical services here 2 days a week. We work on family strengthening, family reunification.
So the different services they provided for me when I was staying here were, they had a computer room, we had the field work that we could do, they had field trips for us, we got to go to the movies, hiking. It was really interesting. They also had different workforce training that we could attend.
I think the most important thing that we do to prepare our young people for life outside of RYSE is what are those adult skills that your family would typically teach you. So, how do you apply for your first apartment? How do you set up your first bank account? How do you get driver's ed or connection to transportation? A lot of those transitioning adult skills that our young people don't have the opportunity to have a supportive adult teach them. And so that's a lot of what our responsibility is to make sure that they have the tools and the resources to be successful once they're on their own.
They helped me get my documents. They helped me come over here to this farm to volunteer just to make a little money, just so I can have money in my pocket. And yeah, they just they helped me out a lot because they put me into a house now. They're the ones actually show me how to maintain my rent and stuff like that, how to budget more.
When we were in the height of the pandemic, we knew we needed to create opportunity on this campus for our young people to be able to get out, stretch their legs, kind of continue to find purpose. We had an opportunity through our work stipend program. It's called 4 for 40. So for our young people that don't yet have the documentation that they need to go get a legal paying job, we provide them an opportunity to do 4 hours of work for $40 and builds those employment skills. They start learning how to show up on time and just kind of work collectively with others. And so we had this incredible opportunity to partner with Partners in Development Foundation and the 5-acre farm that they run here on the Kawailua campus called Kupa'aina. Our young people have been able to grow produce that comes back into RYSE to nourish and feed our young people. In 2021, we had over 75 young people work on that farm. And if you would have told me that, street youth from Kalihi and Waianae would, want to get their hands dirty and roll up their sleeves, I would have thought you were crazy. But our young people really do enjoy it. They love being outside. They love being around the animals. It's very therapeutic. It's very nurturing for them.
The reason why I like coming out to this farm is because it just honestly, it's a good environment for me to be in. This land helped me out a lot, made me reconnect with myself, makes you want to help other youths and stuff like that. That's like, even the youth that's coming through RYSE now, makes me want to teach them a little bit about natural farming and ancient Hawaiian culture. We also do like culture healing and stuff over here. So like whatever kids are like kind of struggling at RYSE, we tell them they can come over here because it's a safe environment for them.
For me, the first success is every morning that I'm privileged enough to come on this campus and walk up the stairs and see a house full of young people. I think that that has been a great success for our community, that in a short period of time we have really been able to focus and start to chip away at this idea that homelessness is okay for kids. And so those are, I think, personally, like some of our greatest success is that we have a diverse workforce of folks who really want to make a difference in these young people's lives. A lot of our staff have their own kids, and they are willing to be here and support and love and nurture somebody else's kids. And that is a success, being able to retain and recruit those superhumans that can do this work and show up day in, day out. Our staff is probably my proudest and greatest. They're pretty awesome.
This is my best part of the whole house. This is where all our young people that have came through into the shelter, they leave to go into either independent housing or shared living. They put their handprints, footprints, their famous drawings, and their famous quotes on the walls. So this is my best thing, knowing that, me and the rest of the staff did our job when they move out of here.
I feel like right now in 2022, I am doing amazing. Everybody's proud of me that I'm working now, because when I was staying at this shelter, it's free, so I didn't really work over here. But when they switched me over into my transitional house, I started working and getting my life together. Being
homeless for me, it wasn't really too bad because, even though we didn't have a house to go to and stuff like that, we learned how to make the best of what we got. Yeah, we're living in life right now, and we get to appreciate that. Just us being here is a good purpose in life for us. And just being homeless from back then to now, I'm not really ashamed of it anymore, because back then when I was homeless and stuff, I used to think people used to judge me and stuff, yeah, but I just look at it as whatever. They don't understand the struggle of living on the streets and stuff like that until you witness it.
I absolutely believe that it is possible to end youth homelessness in Hawaii. When year after year after year, we count between 200 and 300 young people experiencing homelessness. Simple math, create 300 beds. And so that any young person that gets first kicked out, that their time being unsheltered on the streets is very minimal, that there is an opportunity. We're one of many who are doing the heavy lifting. The continuum of care on this island is made up of so many wonderful organizations that have found their niche to be part of the solution. Nothing more frustrating than people who complain but don't have a solution or don't have any skin in the game. It's easy to be part of the solution, and whether that's signing up to help count on the night of point in time, whether it's working, volunteering hours at your local shelters, but the only way that we're going to solve this is if we all come together.